And we're back. Welcome to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay Grossman. I am the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent, and we have an incredible show for you today. We are going to be talking about certified used cars or pre-owned cars or whatever you want to call them. All I can tell you is it's not what you think it is, and we're going to really dig into the best and the worst certified cars to purchase. And we're going to do that right after this.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride when buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay.
And I'm Dave.
And this is the podcast that tells you what to watch out for, whether you're buying, selling,
or repairing your car.
With 47 years of automotive experience, we are the Automotive Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent. We're real estate agents for cars.
And Quality Auto STL. Trusted services with no surprises.
Boom! Booyah! Welcome back to the Auto Authorities Podcast. My name is Jay Grossman. I am the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent, and we are going to be talking about the best and worst certified used cars. And you will not be, well, I will say this, you will be very surprised on what we talk about today, and it may make you think twice about buying a certified car. But before we get into that, let's thank our podcast sponsor, Podcastify.me. They make this beautiful show for us every single week. And if you want a podcast like this, contact Podcastify.me, and I'm sure they'll be very happy to help you out. So if you are just tuning in, you might be watching us live. We come live on Facebook group page. It's called the Auto Authorities Podcast. You just click join group. You can watch this live. We also have a tremendous community, and we have a lot of people making comments about some of the shows, some of the questions that they may have. It's a great, great community to be a part of. Also, go to YouTube, and you can find us on YouTube, the Auto Authorities on YouTube, and you just click the subscribe button. And if you're just driving to work one day and you want to listen to us on iTunes, Pandora, all of those groups. You can listen to us recorded. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now. And everything is raw and uncut. It is not planned. And what I would love for everybody to do that's listening to this, like, subscribe, all above, but also put your comments below. And I'd like to hear your comments. What do you think about the information I'm saying? You don't have to say you like it. Everybody has their opinion, and these are truly just my opinions. So let's really get into this. What's the certified car? So the certified car, what does it mean? Well, the reason why certified cars were brought out is to give the consumer another option than having to buy a new car. And they quote, make it sound like that you are buying a new car with certified because they give you all these extra benefits. And we're going to really, really get into this a lot here in a second. And even in my company, and iAutoAgent, we help people buy vehicles nationwide. We have a vehicle finder program. And let me tell you, I am not a proponent of certified cars. So the manufacturers market it as, okay, you're going to get a really awesome warranty. And sometimes they even use some of the terminology. And these are going to be some really, really good golden nuggets for you. So be careful when you hear certain words like limited, bumper to bumper. First of all, there's no such thing as bumper to bumper for anything out there. Because when people hear bumper to bumper, they think absolutely everything's covered. That means if I break a trim piece in my car, that it's covered. And that is not true. So we're going to get into some of these key words that these manufacturers are using that I feel is very misleading. But they talk about, you get a multi-point inspection. They talk about that it's going to be a lower priced vehicle than the new cars. The warranty definitely, but they also talk about financing, and we're going to get into that really, really quickly here. So let's talk about the multi-point inspection. So some of them have 111, 172, 150. I'm going to tell you a story here. We're going to do some story time. I'm not going to tell you where I worked, but I worked at a Cadillac, Volkswagen, and Mazda dealership before I decided to start iAutoAgent. And they marketed Cadillacs as having these amazing certified benefits. And I'll never forget, there was a Cadillac CTS that this older gentleman, he wanted to purchase. His wife had just passed away. And he's like, I want a certified Cadillac CTS. He wanted to do something for himself. And so when people hear Cadillac certified, it's like makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Well, here's the truth of the matter. So part of these multi-point inspections are you need to have a certain tread level depth on tires. And it's usually 530 seconds to 630 seconds, depending on what manufacturer it is, which is about half tread to a little bit more than half tread. I'll never forget, this CTS pulls up and the tires are like bald. And bald, what I mean is the tread level is not anywhere near. But if you look at the certification paperwork, it's all checked off. Here's the other thing. This certified Cadillac was certified by a Mazda technician. I kid you not. How would you like to spend $40 to $50 to $60 to $70,000 or more to find out that your certified vehicle was serviced by a Mazda technician? It's important to look at the checklist on these certified cars and don't just assume that it's checked, that it passed certification. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So let's talk about the pricing of these cars, because what we're going to get into here in a little bit is we're going to get into the best and the worst ones. And again, my opinion, but the pricing of these cars is marketed that you can buy these cars less than a new car. Okay. Here's the reality of that. And I'm going to give you some inside information, so listen closely. When I worked at the dealership, and when you purchase that car, they have a fee that they have to pay for to the manufacturer to even consider it certified. Now, here's the other thing I want you to really be thinking about. When the certified car is certified, it has to pass a certain level of inspection. So this gives the dealership an opportunity to make a ton more profit. Therefore, they have a lot more cost built into the cars. When I sold cars, when I would see a certified car, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, there might be $4,000 to $5,000 within fees and then the repairs that the car needed just to be certified. Who pays for that? You do. So I preach all the time. And when you hear some of these warranties, even the best certified programs, I think they suck. Frankly, I do. And I think that there's a better option. And I'll share that with you here in a little bit. So let's talk about financing. When you hear certified, sometimes they come with better financing rates. Most of the time, now this isn't all the time. So all those people like, oh, well, I got a good finance rate. Well, guess what? They're advertising right now on TV 2.9% for a certified car up to 60 months. And I don't remember the manufacturers. I want to say it was GM, but I remember seeing the commercial, and it was not that long ago. Guess what? If you go to a credit union, You can actually get a half a point lower than that. We're seeing 2.49 and sometimes even less, depending on what year the vehicle is, for up to 60 months. So don't let the manufacturers trick you in thinking, oh, I can get 2.9%. Yeah, you can, but you can also get less. So that is so deceptive, in my opinion. Last, how much are you going to pay for the certified car? And that's where it gets to what I'm talking about. So you're going to wind up paying on an average, and I'm just going to use an average, $3,000 to $4,000 more for a certified vehicle. Now, is that worth it? I think no, it's not. Because when they talk about these warranties, and we're going to get into that here in a second, but if you're just joining us, we're talking about the best and worst certified cars. It blows my mind on how the manufacturers put these pretty commercials. They package all these things and then boom, they give it to the public. And I'm also going to go over the loopholes in the coverage. And I'm going to give you a better option. When you are finished watching this video or you're listening to it, you're going to have a much better option and you're going to have a much better view of whether you should buy a certified car. Again, my name is Jay Grossman, and I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent. We are real estate agents for cars. We have a vehicle finder program that is nationwide that we help people do all of these things and sift through all of these like little, intricacies. Because to the average person, certified sounds really, really good. So if you are listening to this, please make some comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. We have a great, great group in the AutoAuthorities Podcast Facebook group. You should just click join group, because this is live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. So let's talk about the best ones out there. And I'm going to start with Lexus. So Lexus has a 6 years unlimited miles from new. So and this is going to be a pattern for pretty much everyone that I'm going to talk about. And we're going to talk about, again, the ways to make this a better situation for you and a better way to use your money when you're buying something. So a 6 year unlimited miles. The only reason they do unlimited miles is because it sounds really, really good. But what does that really mean? Well, a Lexus has a 4 year, 50,000 mile warranty from the factory. And that is, people use the word bumper to bumper. There are a lot of things that are not covered when it comes to like wear and tear items. People think like wiper blades are covered and brake pads, and that is not true. So a 6 year unlimited, that sounds really good. But then what you have to do is you have to go back and see, when was the in-service date. So now if you're buying, say, a 2020 Lexus RX 350, that in-service date may have been in 2019. So you think you have 6 years from 2020, which would be 2026. It may not be. It may be down to 2025. So now you're paying an average of $3,000 to $4,000 to get an extra 2 years on top of the factory warranty. Is that really worth it? No, it isn't. And again, we're going to get into the alternative ways of doing things here in a second. So that's Lexus. And that's probably one of the best. Let's talk about Acura. They give you a 2 year or 100,000 miles from new. Okay. So they get another 2 years, right? And then they give you another 50,000 miles. Well, most people aren't driving 25,000 miles a year. So 100,000 miles sounds really good. But what you really want to do is look at that 2 years, because that 2 years is probably going to end a lot faster than the 100,000 miles. So that sounds really, really good. But again, you only have 2 years. in addition. So also some of these other manufacturers, they have deductibles that you have to pay as well. Let's go into an Infinity. They have a 6 years unlimited miles. Sounding familiar? When it's new. And here's the other thing. There's a little small thing. You can add additional coverage. The problem with certified vehicles is there's a lot of loopholes in the coverage. When you see limited, that means limited coverage. So from my experience, there's a lot of things such as screens that are not covered under these certified programs. And these screens are ridiculously expensive when they go out. And a lot of these cars now have screens like throughout the whole dashboard. And we're talking about the best ones. We haven't even got to the worst ones yet. Let's talk about Mini Cooper. They have a 6-year unlimited miles from new. Again, they have a 4-year 50. Mini is a BMW basically. And they're going to give you 2 more in unlimited miles. So obviously, if someone's driving 30,000 miles a year, that sounds really, really good. But most of us don't drive that much. Most drive 15 to 20,000 miles a year max. So again, they're trying to manipulate the public. And I'm talking about the manufacturers saying, hey, you might want to look at something like this. The Kia has a 6-year and 72,000 miles, and they already come with a 5-year 60. So what does that mean? A 6-year 72 only adds 1 year and 12 months. I was debating if I should put this in the worst, but the Kia has a really good warranty to begin with. So you're going to start out with 5-year 60. But I will tell you right now, with Kia and Hyundai, they have very, very strict standards. When you have your warranty, if you don't do A, B, and C, it can void your warranty. So really read these things closely. We're going to get into the worst ones next. And again, I want to hear your comments below, whether you're listening on YouTube or Facebook or iTunes. I'd love to hear your reviews on this, because let me tell you again, when you hear the word limited, it means it's limited. And again, I'm going to give you a solution by the end of this that, in my opinion, would be a better way to go. So let's talk about the GM warranty. Holy cow. It's probably one of the worst. They have a 12-month, 12,000 mile limited warranty. That's it. And not only is it's limited. So then what you have to do, and everybody listen closely, read the small print, find out what limited is. Because if it says limited, just like know that you're not going to get the coverage that you want. And then they have a 6-year, 100,000 mile powertrain. Whoopee-doo. So that means that so powertrain is one of those buzzwords that you don't know really what powertrain means. It usually means engine and transmission and the drivetrain. What does that mean for somebody that doesn't know what that means? Well, you got to read the small print and find out what powertrain really means. Ford, absolutely, in my opinion, horrible. Both Ford and GM are giving 12 months, 12,000 miles. And I'm going to tell you after this why these are so horrible. And then they give a 7-year 100,000 mile, but they charge a $100 deductible. So that what a $100 deductible means is if you buy a certified Ford and you have a repair, you're going to pay a $100 deductible, which wouldn't be so bad if you weren't paying $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 more because they call it a certified car. And then the last one, before I give you my solution, is BMW. They have a 1-year limited warranty. You're going to go out and spending 40 to 50 to 60, potentially $100,000 with unlimited miles. So so the BMW comes with a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty. That is at a zero deductible. So when we're talking about factory warranties, they have zero deductible. When we talk about these other warranties, which are called certified warranties, they actually have a $100 deductible. And now the other thing too is I'm going to talk about the solution right now of what you should do when you are considering purchasing a pre-owned vehicle. I'm a big proponent of vehicle service agreements, which we all know as extended warranties, right? So they're a huge profit center for the dealership. We have the ability to provide those to our clients, and I highly, highly recommend them because I'm going to give you an example. You're going to spend $3,000 to $4,000 more for a certified car, right? If you were just to buy a normal car that isn't certified, you're going to put another $3,000 to $4,000 back in your pocketbook. And it's hard to buy vehicles that aren't certified now because the manufacturers are pressuring the dealership so much to do all these things as certified. Then if you purchase a vehicle service agreement, now depending on which one they are, they're usually in the $2,000 range with us. And that can get you a 10. So if it's newer, so I'm going to use the 2020 as an example. If we were having, like, say, a 2020, let's use Ford or GM because these are terrible warranties, in my opinion. Let's say you have a 2020 Ford Edge. You can spend another $3,000 or so for a certified car, only to get a year of warranty. Or you can buy something that's not certified and spend somewhere in the $2,000 range for a 10-year, 125,000 mile warranty. Yeah. And it has a $100 deductible. You can use it anywhere in the country, anywhere. They pay the posted labor rates. It comes with 24-hour roadside assistance. It has all these things. And I'm going to tell you another golden nugget that you probably didn't know. Did you know that a lot of these certified programs are what they're called white labeled products? I'm not going to name any of the names, but they're big, big companies. And what they do is they go to companies like that Auto Agent works with that can provide extended warranties. And they're like, hey, will you give me an extended warranty on this? And we're going to white label it as certified. And then now you've got some of these that are not franchise dealers, they're independent dealers. Or some of the franchise ones aren't even using their own manufacturers, and they're using their name, and putting the word certified. Certified is such a freaking buzzword that it drives me crazy. And really the thing that we've been preaching this whole time is read the small print. Find out what it really means. What does limited mean? When I go back to these vehicle service agreements, that's the answer, folks. That's the answer that you want, is you can get an amazing warranty, which I highly recommend them because repairs are becoming more and more expensive. Labor rates are going way up. Mechanics can't find people to work for them. So what does that do? They have to pay people more money. When they have to pay people more money, you will pay more money. So I don't like certified cars. I don't like them at all. I don't think they're worth the paper that they're written on. And especially being in the industry for as long as I have, almost 26 years, I don't see a benefit in them. And if you have any questions and you're wanting to know, like, if you should buy this certified car or shouldn't buy that certified car, put it in the comments below. We can go through that and we can at least give you some quick advice. if you want to use our vehicle finder program and you want us to do it for you, you can do that as well. And I really wanted to hit those points because people are just being blindsided right now seeing this word certified. So anyway, go to YouTube, subscribe, go to the Facebook group page and click join group, and then go to iTunes and subscribe to that and leave us a review. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Again, my name is Jay Grossman. I'm the founder and CEO of iAutoAgent, and I hope that you felt this was a great value for you today, and we will see you on the next episode. Peace.